Is it really that expensive to own a Jaguar F-Type? Let's just say, if you're thinking about it, you're going to want to watch this video first. If you click because you're curious about how expensive it really is, or you're genuinely in the market to buy one of these cars, or maybe you just want a little bit of car nerd gossip, you're in the right place. And I'm not just guessing here, I'm breaking down all of my costs from the last 14 months. Everything from finance, insurance, fuel, tyres, maintenance. I'm gonna get into it in this video. Breaking down the real numbers with real bills and the real experience of owning a Jaguar F-Type. This car is easily the best thing I've ever owned. However, when I tallied up the bills and saw how much it really costs to run every single year, I did get a bit of a fright, I'll be honest. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how much it costs to run one of these cars on a monthly basis, but then also how much it costs annually, including service and general maintenance as well. And then make sure you stick around at the very end, because I'm going to tell you whether I think it's actually worth how much this car cost me. Then let's get into it. Number one, the most obvious thing we have is going to be the cost of the vehicle. Now, this is a 10-year-old car, would you believe, or coming up 10 years old. It's a 2015 plate, more specifically a 65 reg Jaguar F-Type V6S, and I bought it with 32,000 miles on the clock, and it cost me a whopping £26,000. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that is an amazing deal. For the amount of car that you're getting, it's an incredible price. I mean, in my eyes, after owning this car for the last 14 months, it's pretty much like owning a mini supercar. I know it's just a sports car, but it genuinely feels like that. The type of reaction it gets, the way that it drives, the way that it sounds, to me, I would say this is like a mini supercar. Now, I am not rich enough to buy this car outright, so I decided to finance this car, and I took a 48-month term, and I pay £425 per month for this car. I put £3,000 down, and I also have a balloon payment of just over £10,000. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what a balloon payment is, it's basically on a PCP car finance deal. At the end of the term, you have a balloon payment where you can choose to either pay it and the car is yours, or you could potentially finance the balloon payment again, and then at the end of that finance period, the car is yours. Or you could either sell the car and you can either pay the difference if there is any negative equity, or you might potentially be in positive equity, get some money out. And then lastly, you could also just give the car back to the financer and get rid of it completely. But then you wouldn't see any money back off of that if there is any positive equity. So £425 over 48 months, I don't think is terrible. You will obviously save yourself a lot of interest if you do buy the car in cash. However, £26,000 to me anyway is a lot of money just to be sticking somewhere. And then the next thing you're going to want to think about after you've purchased the car is how much is the insurance. For me, this car costs around £770 a year, I think it is, which I don't think is actually that terrible. You know, for a 3-litre supercharged V6 engine, which produces around 375 brake horsepower. When I bought the car, I was 26 years old. Now, just over 700 quid for a 26-year-old for a car like this, I don't think is that terrible. So in terms of insurance, I think these cars are good news. A few things that did help me in terms of getting a lower insurance rate. Number one, I've got no claims. Number two, we have 4 cars on the insurance policy now, and obviously the more cars you have on the policy, you're probably going to get better rates. Number three, I also have family members on this car, generally going to bring the insurance price down. Depending on where you live, if you live in a safe area, etc., if you live near London or very far away, your insurance might look quite different. Next up, we have fuel costs. I daily drive this car. I drive it pretty much 3 to 5 days a week. I would probably say my journeys generally last anywhere from 10 to 30 minutes at a time. Pretty much all of my driving is generally around cities or urban areas, so I'm not on the motorway, so that is definitely going to bring my MPG down. So generally when I drive, I'm looking at around 18 to 20 miles per gallon, whereas if you are on the motorway in one of these cars, supposedly you get around high 20s to 30 miles per gallon, which I don't actually think is that bad if you're doing long distance trips. But I'll be honest, when I do go for a hoon on the weekend, I'm looking at single figures in MPG. If you do have a heavy foot, it will add up. So since I've driven this car, I've done around 7,000 miles in it. So that's over 14 months. I usually find that I'm spending anywhere from 150 to 200 pounds a month in fuel. And I would like to caveat that by saying I am using only the best fuel in this car, so Shell V-Power. It is more expensive, but I want to look after the engine in this car to make sure that, fingers crossed, I don't have any bumps in the road. The fourth thing you will want to consider if you're looking to purchase one of these cars is your servicing and maintenance. Now, Jaguar recommends that you get this car serviced every 15,000 miles. The Jaguar F-Type purists would say that it's probably better to get it done under 10,000 miles. So this is going in for its service next week, and it's going to cost around 300 to 350 pounds. Now, this interim service is at an independent service centre. However, it is a Jaguar specialist. I would fully recommend, if you're not going main dealer, go to a Jaguar specialist. Now, if you do decide to go to a Jaguar main dealer for an interim service, you're probably looking, well, I know you're looking at around 500 to 600 pounds. Another relatively big cost is your road tax. Now, this car, the V6S, is £395 for the year. I'm not entirely sure what the V8 is. I'm not sure if it's more because it's got a bigger engine. I would suspect so. But £395 for the year, you're going to have to pay it regardless. So just another cost. Then the sixth thing you'll want to consider is tyres, repairs, general maintenance of the car. I am fortunate enough, touch wood, that I've had no issues with this car. I did have issues with a Jaguar F-Type that I bought before this car and had for a month before I sent it back. But this car has been absolutely spot on, no issues. I've only had to replace one tyre. This car has Pirelli P0s on the front and then something else on the back because Pirelli P0s are very expensive. You are looking at around £250 per tyre, so a full set is £1,000. So if you want a new full set of tyres, you know, you're going to have to dig into your pocket quite a bit. When my tyre did pop, I just matched it to the other side, which has some mid-range brand on, which cost around £160, I think it was. For me personally, I don't need Pirelli P0s. I do hoon the car, but I'm not going tracking in it. I don't really think it's necessary to have the best of the best. And these mid-range tyres pretty much never lose traction. So yeah, mid-range tyres, probably anywhere from 150 to 200 quid, and then the best of the best is 200 to 250 quid. So tyres can be expensive. That is all of the costs that I could really think of with this car. There are probably other little tiny bits, but not much on top of that. So if we look at the total cost breakdown, on a monthly basis, the costs: finance, £425, insurance, £70, fuel, £200. They are the main costs here, and that totals £695 per month. Annually, that is £8,340. On top of that, we have £350 for servicing, £400 for tyres, that's just 2 tyres for example. I've just kind of taken an average there. £395 for road tax. That's an additional £1,145 altogether. So add that to the £8,340, that is £9,485 for the year in total to run this car. Now, when I saw that number in preparation for making this video, I did kind of look at it and I was like, oof, that is, it's a decent amount. So final thoughts, is it worth having one of these cars for that amount each year? I'll be honest, there's not a doubt in my mind, absolutely yes. The smile that this car puts on your face when I go out on a weekend for a hoon or I'm recording a video, it's like nothing else. Now, like I've mentioned in a few of my other videos, I'm very fortunate to have driven quite a few other performance cars, and comparatively this to them is so much fun. So if you are considering one, if you have any questions, please do let me know in the comments. If you have one of these cars, please let me know what your monthly costs are like. I would love to know if they line up with mine. If you have enjoyed this video, please do remember to subscribe because I'm going to be bringing you lots more videos with this car. Please also remember to hit the like button And other than that, I will see you next time.